Now, speaking of smoking good stuff, how did you get? How did you find out about DMT, and how did you get involved? Because I read something about you having these positive DMT experiences. I'm like, wow, how strange is it reading about, this massive bodybuilder now getting into psychedelic drugs?
Well,
and speaking openly about it.
Yeah, first time I did ayahuasca was in Brazil. I met my wife, who was outside. She lived in Brazil, so we went out to the Amazon. But this was like 10 years ago, So people weren't really, not like now, people know what ayahuasca is because there's so much information out there. Yourself talking about it, I'm talking about it. It's a ton of stuff on the internet. Wasn't so much then, but I heard about it. And I heard about it as this life-changing experience and all that stuff. So we were out in Brazil, and we got this guide, and I asked him for ayahuasca, and he's like, bring me these 2 bottles of brown stuff. I don't even know to this day if it was really ayahuasca, but I just got really sick and didn't see any great revelations apart from I got this thing in my head, stop poisoning yourself. But the night before, I'd been out drinking, getting drunk and everything. That was my experience with that. Then a friend of mine out here in California, actually, I knew about DMT. I used to live in Amsterdam, and I read the DMT spirit molecule and all that stuff, so I knew about it, but I had no idea to get this stuff or where you can get it from and everything. So a friend of mine got it, and that was my, first experience of leaving the room, so to speak, and
leaving the planet.
And then since then, I had some very positive ayahuasca experiences, but with a shaman and doing properly and preparing 5 days of restricted diet and no sex and all these kind of things you do to prepare and also afterwards. So DMT is blow the fucking doors off your perception and realize that this world we're in is it's nothing, it's just a little illusion, right? There's so much more outside of it. So there was that, but with the DMT, I think it's you got a computer with so much storage space, and you got it's 1,000 times more than you can retain. So you see all this stuff, and while you're there, you're like, ha ha ha, I know everything. Oh, yes. But when you come back, how much of it can you hold on to,
Right.
So you've seen it, and that's makes you look at everything differently. But the ayahuasca is over hours, so I feel from the ayahuasca I actually benefited more. It was like going through therapy or something because it was much slower and I could digest it,
Right.
So, but doing it with the shaman, I did it with a guy called Guillermo Avarello, and he's one of the top guys in the world from Peru. He comes to Spain a couple of times a year, so I did it with him. And it's probably, I don't know, it's probably 2 or 3 years since I did DMT, because I sat down one day and I said, right, actually I fasted for 2 days before, so I'll be just in the zone. And I said, right, I'm going to sit down. I got my DMT here. I got my vaporizer here. I'm going to fucking smoke as much DMT as I possibly can till till I go on and pass out. So I had that experience, and since then I don't feel any need to do it. I don't think there's anything more I can take from it,
I've had many people tell me the same thing. They had such a profound breakthrough experience that they're like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I had a crazy one in around I want to say 2008 or 9 or something like that, and I took a long time off. I didn't do it again till 5 years later, maybe.
Yeah, and it's pretty intense, man. I mean, the ayahuasca is nice because it comes in nice and subtle, and you go through hours of this thing. But DMT is
last time I did DMT,
and you feel very anxious when you it's almost like you're leaving your body, and then no, I don't want to. And,
Yeah.
So you get that bit of anxiety.
But once you go,
it's
okay.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. But
have you done it more than one time in a day, multiple times in a night?
No, I just blasted it as far as I could go, and that was it.
I've done it several times over the course of a few hours, and you're more comfortable letting go that way in some sort of a strange way, but it never gets less alien.
Well, we had I'm not going to mention his name. I don't know his name, but we had an experience, me and my friend, a few months ago that I've never seen before, because usually people take DMT, they're very calm and sit in a chair and you go off and you might start laughing, but you don't move much, right? And this guy, he just freaked out, and it wasn't for 10 minutes, but for half an hour. My friend was a former MMA fighter, used to fight with Shamrocks, so he knew wrestling techniques, so he had to hold this guy on the floor to stop him from hurting himself, because he was totally freaking out. So I could see the guy was going through some something traumatic from the past. So
Yeah.
today I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, did you ever find out what the guy? What was that? You know?" Because it was. He said, "Yeah, it was from his birth."
What?
It was from his birth. When he was born, he had the cord around his neck.
Oh, Jesus.
And he went back and he relived this, and like, so that had been in the back of his mind all his life, subconscious. You know, subconscious has a huge effect on us, but we don't know it's there. So now he opened that box and let it out, and it's gone now. You know.
Wow.
So it can be therapeutic. Yeah, I thought this guy is like, wow, he's gonna. But when he came back, he was like, "Hey," I'm like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "Do you know what just happened?" He's like, "No." I said, "Good thing we filmed it then, man. Go home and watch this."
I had a friend who freaked out too. He freaked out. He threw up, took his shirt off, was running around saying a bunch of crazy shit. And then after he came down, we calmed him down. It took like 10, 15 minutes. He goes, "Okay, well, obviously I'm a work in progress." I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that
But
statement.
did he know what it was that was
No, man,
troubling him so much?
No. Well, he had a bad childhood, for sure.
Well, everything is like, most of our shit is from there, right?
Yeah.
From the developing years.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's, and especially like real traumatic ones, abuse, being beaten by his stepdad, and a bunch of fucked up shit that was just haunting him.
But it helps you to come to terms with that, especially the ayahuasca, because it's longer. I felt like the first time I did ayahuasca properly with a shaman, I felt like I was a different person the next day. I felt it was like I'd done 20 years of fucking therapy or something.
Yeah.
And just a lot of stuff I'd worked out in my mind. I could even see other people's point of view on things and that I couldn't see before. And,
That's huge, right? Seeing other people's point of view, because especially a guy like you who's so determined and goal-oriented and just cut out all the bullshit and get it done.
Yeah, it can be a little insensitive to other people's feelings around it, because you're just like, whoa, nothing, keep out my way.
That's a male thing in particular anyway, right? And then add
it's like
steroids on top of that.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding and intensity and competition, and then being the best, arguably the best ever, and just fucking grinding every day.
Well,
You
my
have no
son said
time.
to me a couple of weeks ago, he's like, "Dad, you don't see yourself as other people see you." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Like, I remember when I was a kid, first of all, the size, it was fucking huge, but it's your persona. You might have said to me something very, like, normal, like, whatever, what are you doing with a dog? Like, just something normal." And he said, and I'd be like, "Oh," because just your presence made me feel like that,
Right. That's got to be weird when you're a little tiny kid and your dad's a gorilla.
Yeah. I remember he did he did kickboxing, right? So he got his black belt when he was about 11 or something like that. And that was my thing. I used to take him to kickboxing and pick him up. And he's like, "Dad, can you wait outside?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You don't want me to come in?" And like, "Can you just wait outside?" I'm like, "You don't want me to come?" It's like, "Yeah, but everyone's like freaking out and looking at you." And
Well, it's got to be nice
so
now
I'm like,
to
"No,
be
I'm fucking coming inside, man."
semi-anonymous in crowds now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless someone's a hardcore bodybuilding fan.
Well, there's the thing. Not necessarily slow, because of the interviews I did on London Real, and I talked about ayahuasca and DMT and spirituality and reality and all this stuff. I get so many people coming up to me like they're not from the gym. I get housewives, young kids. Like, it's almost like, "You're the guy from London Real. You're the guy that," So I get a whole bunch of other people that appreciate what I'm saying about spirituality, about reality and life, and they're like, "Fuck, man, what you said that really helped me." And I got so many letters, emails, and stuff. People, like, they just took something away from what I was saying. So, I mean, that's really why I do these interviews. It's just trying to help the whole general vibe and put it out there. And there's a whole consciousness awakening, a revolution going on now, and I'm just want to push some dominoes, and like create that effect. And then, if you touch one person, they touch somebody else, and it's like, the butterfly wings flap here, and the other side of the world is a,
Yeah, it really
tsunami or something.
It does seem to be working in that regard, right?
It is the time, man. It's the time. There's so many people that are more aware now than like 20 years ago.
Isn't it kind of like, I mean, there's parallels to bodybuilding, right? That when Arnold first started doing it, there was very little information, hardly, and you guys got to see what they did and build upon that, and more information came out. And now, because of the internet, there's so much information.
Almost too much information.
People
now.
are aware more of what it's all about. Well, with psychedelics, I mean, 20, 30 years ago, there's so much ignorance and so little understanding. And also so little understanding, especially when it comes to something as extreme as DMT. There's still a giant percentage of our population doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they should all take it, especially the fucking politicians. I like to get those politicians, man, and fucking get them in a room and force them to take DMT and then see how they're going to behave afterwards.
Yeah.
How they're going to look at the world and treat people after they had that experience. I don't think you can be... so self-centered and unfeeling as most of them are after you've had that experience.
I think that any breakthrough psychedelic experience, whether it's psilocybin or LSD or DMT, they're
all pretty much,
ego dissolving.
Different road to the same place,
Well, Terence McKenna used to say that DMT is the center of the mandala. The way I describe DMT is it's like mushrooms times 1,000,000 plus aliens.
Yeah.
And that it seems so titanically bizarre that there's I've tried to describe it to people, but I always say, look, I'm going to tell.
You can't
I'm
really do it, man.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some bullshit words.
Yeah,
I'm
you can't really do it because you can't.
There's no way.
We don't have the words
right
to put it into words. You can attempt to. I went to this place. Well, it's not a place, but
right.
I don't have the word for it.
The place is everywhere.
Yeah, it's like, and there's colors, there's numbers, there's shapes, and
people. Things,
and there's like
gestures.
Everything is all one fucking thing. And what I noticed is like my breath was connected to it. I don't know how it happened, but I was in the trip and I went like that, and the whole thing moved. I was like, really? Let me try this then. And then the whole thing moved, and then there was music playing, and music was part of the thing as well. Like the thing. I don't even know what to call it. The thing, the place. I don't have a word,
We played a bunch of these shaman Icaros.
Yeah.
And the shaman Icaro, this is the last time I did it. And the shaman Icaros literally made the DMT images dance.
Yeah.
They had figured out a way with these sounds and songs to integrate these beats into DMT trips. And as you would take these trips, these shamans had figured out the right sounds and songs and how to make the trip more intense and sort of guide it in a strange way.
Well, that's what I had with the shaman with the ayahuasca. He comes around and he sings these acaros, and it's like changes tone, and then it goes deeper bass in his chest, and it's like it becomes part of it, And I was even moving involuntarily. My arms was going up, my body was moving, and it's like, I'm not doing this. I don't even know how it's happening. It's like somebody's picking my arms up and moving. I was, started dancing around with this, becoming part of this rhythm.
Wow. I had experience once, one of the first times I ever did DMT, where I saw the difference between negative and positive thinking. I started thinking negative, and there was all this black and dark green and these threatening shapes and colors, and then something recognized what was going on in my brain, that these shapes and images were connected to negative thinking, and I relaxed, and the shapes kind of settled down, and then I started thinking positive. I heard all these expressions of love, but you're hearing it, but you're not really hearing it. It's like the thoughts are getting into your head, someone's trying to say it without using words. And then I started thinking positive, and from those dark images blossomed these beautiful geometric flowers and colors and impossibly spectacularly beautiful images. And I was like, oh, and I recognized in my mind there's an actual thing that happens when you think negatively, and it's not just some sort of an abstract
everything.
idea.
You affect the program.
Yes.
You're in a program, and your thoughts, the program's coming towards you, and your thoughts are going, and it's interacting with the program,
And that's why conflict, interpersonal conflict between people, can be so negative. It's not just as simple as you and some person getting into an argument. It's those dark images and those negative forces. It becomes a part of your system.
I had exactly the same thing. So, but it was almost like a tunnel. I was in this tunnel, and it was the same thing. It was like, ugh,
Yeah.
like all these images around and scary and everything. And I was like, instinctively, I knew to be very relaxed.
Yeah.
And I started laughing like, fuck you. You're not even real. You're not even real. And when I said that, it went away, and I just got this thing that came into my head. You've just been in the valley, what's it called? The valley of the shadow of death. It's in the Lord's Prayer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you should fear no evil, because God's by the side.
Right.
I vaguely remember it from school or something. But I got this thing, like, you were there, and you're in the valley of the shadow of death, and because you, like, fuck you, like, oh, it's not even real. It just disappeared, and then I went to somewhere really nice.
Wow. Yeah, I just wonder how much is real. You know, it's such a hippie thing to say. Like, how much is real? I don't know. You know, I've been having these thoughts a lot lately. Like, how much of life do you manifest? How much of life is real? Because it's such a bullshit thing to think. It's such a hippie thing to think. And so many people that say that are so annoying.
Yeah, but scientists are saying the same thing now.
Yeah, well,
Quantum physicists are saying, what was it? I think his name's Professor Gates. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Professor Gates, and he said that they've broken down reality into the smallest level, and it's a computer code.
Yes, I've seen that guy.
Not
I've
only is
seen
a
that guy
computer
get-
code, it's a specific computer code of zeros and ones, and it was invented in the 1940s by somebody.
Yeah, I've seen that guy being interviewed. We actually talked about it with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I tried to get him to sort of break it down and explain. But what it is essentially that when you break reality down to the smallest level, it mimics a self-correcting computer code. Not just a computer code, but a computer code that's self-correcting, which is right there. I just said a bunch of noises that I don't even understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's gone beyond my.
But now you're getting spirituality and science.
Right.
It's coming together because the scientists are saying what spiritual masters. Well, they're already telling us that we live in an illusion and everything is inside, not outside. They were saying that thousands of years ago.
But
now
some of it is
scientists are
real. Like, you have to work hard or you don't get results.
Yeah.
Right? Like, your hard, fast, pragmatic reality of being the best bodybuilder in the world, it revolves around actual work, real results.
in this reality, in this program.
But also
You need to do physical stuff, yeah.
Probably there was a lot of mental shit going on there too.
Absolutely.
The work was being done, but also there was probably a lot
thoughts all day. I mean, that's all I
Yeah.
thought about, like
Yeah.
literally all fucking day. So, you know, I had to have the physical goods to make it happen. I could dream about being a basketball player all day. Probably wouldn't help me because I'm not built to be a basketball player. But those thoughts were just going out all the time. And I was a kid in Birmingham, industrial city in England, and I was thinking, I'm going to go to America and I'm going to be a bodybuilder. And everyone around me was like, the fuck you talking about? So yeah, there was those thoughts all the time. So I think it's like a holographic program we're in, but we influenced it, we interact with it, with our thoughts. That's kind of where I'm getting at now.
Yes, in some way.
Everybody has their own awakening, you know, and if some people may not have that in this life, you know,
Yeah.
they may never have that awakening, but
Some people are burdened by their environment as well, right? There's too much
Yes.
stress and anxiety, and
where you can't even see
yeah,
it.
sometimes you don't have space.
And that's why I even give a nod to the psychedelics in that respect. When if you don't have the ability to have that mental space, there is something that can have you have that, you know, that insight that somebody who was doing all the meditation, because all you really need to do is feel it to understand why you need to do it.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
why I'm lucky that I was able to feel it. So now it's nothing for me to meditate and go through all these, you know, spiritual practices, because I know that is something real. But beforehand, I was like, man, that shit is not real. Like, I don't believe that, man. Like,
Right,
oh yeah,
right.
you feeling energy, huh? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be one of those guys, but until I went through it, I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have that understanding.
Well, it's hard to see the result. You kind of have to trust the process. It's hard to see the result before you've experienced it. You kind of have to trust the process, go through it. Then something for me, a big one is yoga. I'm a big believer in yoga, and not just for physical reasons, for mental reasons. It helps me tremendously. And when I don't do it, I'm good. Like legitimately, I should do yoga twice a week because I'm really only good for about 3 days after yoga class. Like I need to just really balance out. If I was doing it 3 times a week, there's not a thing in the world that could fuck with me.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'd be like, I'm fine.
See,
Everything will be fine.
I've done the Bikram yoga, and that shit was just so hot. I really couldn't focus.
That's the key, though.
I know, but I wasn't where I am right now.
You should do it now.
So tell me, like when you go to Bikram,
oh
is that
yeah,
what you do?
Yeah. Well, my place is not affiliated with Bikram anymore.
Okay.
Because he's
got
arrested for some scumbaggery. He's actually been arrested. I don't think he can come to America. I think that's the thing. I think he's got to like stay in hiding.
That
the
guru
thing
life.
about it, that guru life, that's the problem. that is a problem. It really is a problem when any one person has that much influence over so many people, particularly a male having so much influence over females that worship him, especially if you're a scumbag. And there's a thing about this. He did not invent those postures, and he didn't even invent that sequence. He brought it to America, and he popularized doing it in very hot rooms. The benefits, though, forget him. Take him out of the equation because there's so many people that practice it, and they've had incredible benefits from it. It's really unfortunate that it's connected to this very controversial individual because then people associate Bikram yoga with this guy that's been, accused of multiple sexual assaults and rapes and all these different things. But you take that away from him as a human being and the people that practice it, what they get from it. First of all, you know exactly what you're going to do every day. There's 26 postures and 2 breathing exercises. 1 breathing exercise in the beginning, 26 postures, 1 breathing exercise at the end. It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes at 105 degrees. And it's fucking brutal. And I did it right before I got here. I do it, I like to do it in the mornings, first thing in the morning. I do it before I've eaten anything. I go through a 90-minute yoga class. I really like doing it that way. And then at the end of the day, I have a couple different places that I do it at. I like to mix it up. But that hot yoga for me is the way to go because first of all, I know the postures. They all serve a purpose in terms of like helping my body, helping my balance, keeping my flexibility, strengthening my joints. There's so many really positive physical benefits from it. And then 2, the meditation aspect of it, because no matter what kind of bullshit I have going on in my life, if I just breathe and think about the exercise, and then, my brain starts racing and I'll forget what I'm doing and I'll start thinking about other shit, but I bring it back, breathe. Just breathe. You're not going anywhere for 90 minutes. You're locked in this room. Literally, the door's locked when the class starts.
Oh, wow.
So I am just breathing and going through these, and I know that I can get through it because I've done it 1,000 times before. Just breathe and get through it. And there's a cleansing of like all your brain. There's like there's residue of like shitty thoughts bouncing around inside your brain, anxieties and fears and regrets and anger and frustration and all this shit that's in your head that just gets in the way of clear thinking. It gets in the way of being able to see things in an objective, beneficial way. And to be able to see things the way other people see them as well. Like sometimes I have this issue, and I think a lot of people do, that I don't see how other people are seeing things. I see how I see things. Right. And then I go, well, okay, let me look at it from their way. Let me just abandon, no, well, they're fucking wrong. That's why. Abandon all that shit and try to look at it from other people's ways. I feel like what yoga does for me is it allows me to be free. It allows me to clean up all my preconceived notions and clean out all my misconceptions and just see things for how they are. And I always feel better. Always.
See, I got to try that.
Oh, it's the best. Especially now that you're on this vegan diet. I'm telling you, you're on that path anyway. The yoga it's just so good for straightening your fucking head out, man.
I always wanted to try the Kundalini yoga.
That's the shit that's supposed to make you trip. Yeah. I've had a bunch of friends do it. They say, my friend Denny, he's done it and had like and he's done DMT too. He's like, dude, it's the same goddamn thing.
That's what
you
he
have
said,
full-blown visions. You have full-blown psychedelic visions. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like when I do like the DMT, I don't have it's weird. I don't have like those
visions.
Okay,
no, that's because you're doing 5-methoxy dimethyltryptamine. The visions come from NN dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Totally different thing. I've done both.
I've done that before.
You've done NN?
Yeah,
and you have no visions?
You know, I have visions. It's kind of like it's just like silly things though. Sometimes, I've seen, like one time I did it. I've seen like this half, like it was like I awake and I'm in a place and I'm just with these three massive beings like tall as a building, and they were like half human and they were half snake, and like I had a snake from the waist down and they were human from the waist up, but had like a snake face.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that was one of the visions that I had.
What do you think that represented?
I don't know, but it was weird because during that experience, it was like they were all like all three of them were staring at me, and they were looking down. And then one of them reached for me, and then I started going up, and then I started going around their body, and then I went around the body, and then as I was going around the body, every once in a while I would see the face of it, and it would like open up like a cobra, and then it would close. But it wasn't scary, it wasn't terrifying. And I went all the way up the body, and it was like I was able to see from another angle like me up in the body, and then it like opened me up like a flower or something like that. It was weird. And then my trip went like super, super fast.
So you definitely have had visions.
Yeah, I just can't quite make out like what's it
supposed to be?
Yeah, what's it supposed to be?
I had a
It's
bunch of
almost incomprehensible.
jokers giving me the finger the last time. A bunch of jesters, like court
I never
jesters.
seen nothing like that, man.
It was
I never seen
ridiculous.
it.
They
I
were
heard
all
about
like,
the machine.
fuck you, all like circling me, like infinite numbers
my
of.
gosh.
Basically, the feeling that I got was like, oh, I take myself too seriously. And these jesters were just going, fuck you. Like, you don't like that. You don't like when someone goes, fuck you.
No,
so they were going, fuck you. And there was like, but they weren't saying the words, but they were definitely giving me the finger. But there was like an infinite number of jesters surrounding me going, like giving me like this vibrating finger. And I was like, oh, but it was clear what they were saying. Like, hey, bitch, you take yourself too seriously. And then I was like, oh, you're right. And once I would say, you're right, they're like nodding at me like, mm-hmm. Okay.
See, that's
You
what I
get it.
like. I like to be able to work. Like, that's work.
Yeah.
That's work right there. Like, you went and you worked
Yes.
through something, you know?
Yes. I think when you work too hard at something and you're trying to achieve something, like oftentimes you think very highly of yourself. Like that's what you like. I should, my Netflix special is gonna be the shit. This is gonna be the best one I've ever done. I'm gonna fucking show everybody how good this is. And they were like, fuck you. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. I was like, you're right. This is silly. That's like I'm just alive for a certain amount of time, and I shouldn't think that way. I mean, there's part of you that gets trapped in thinking that way because you're trying to do something, but you don't have to think that way to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, like those visions and being able to, like when I did ayahuasca, I didn't have any visions, man. I didn't have anything. Like I got into a pretty good space, but I wasn't like, I didn't have like the typical teaching lessons everybody else has when they do something.
That seems like you probably didn't get a strong enough dose.
No, I did. I did 2 large cups.
The thing is with that, and I'm speaking just from people talking to me about it because I've only done the pure DMT. I haven't done the ayahuasca.
Oh, you haven't done ayahuasca.
People say that a lot of these people that are making it, either they're not making it correctly or they're making a light dose because they're worried about gringos going crazy and and they don't want to be responsible for that shit. So I know people that have gone and they've had these experiences where they've done it with someone in America or someone who's done through a more commercial sort of organization, and it wasn't really that strong or profound, and then they went and did it with someone who's real, someone who's making some fucking super high grade, 97 octane shit, and
that's
they were like, oh, fuck.
That's what I need, because I feel like after that I felt like damn, I must be broke, man. I'm I must be broken. Like I can't even feel the damn ayahuasca. But it brought, like, it didn't give me the experience I wanted, but it gave me the experience that I needed. And that's something that I got after I was like over the disappointment of it. I was like, you know what, I didn't get what I wanted, but I definitely got what I needed, because whenever you sit in a circle and stuff like that, it's always, an amazing cathartic thing where you just kind of just like shed and just go through those emotions. Just watching other people just be so raw with their emotions and just kind of feeling that, you know, just through symbiosis, you kind of like start to feel like the work come through you. You know, that's how I felt anyway.
Comedians have come on and talked about it. Is it just, I'm obviously asking you because I'm ignorant. Is DMT, isn't that the chemical your body releases as you die?
They think your body releases it as you die, but they don't really know. They know that your body makes it. They know that your liver makes it and your lungs make it. And they think that your pineal gland makes it, which is your third eye. Like and reptiles, it actually has a retina and a lens.
Really?
Yeah.
God
yeah.
damn,
The pineal gland, it sits in the center of your brain. It literally is your third eye. Like if you look at like a third eye in the Eastern mysticism, that's where the pineal gland is. And now they know that rats, while they're alive, produce DMT in the pineal gland. This is a new study that was done. I think this research was published over the last 5 or 6 years. So because of the fact that they know that now, they're assuming that human beings also produce it in the pineal gland, which would, you know, it kind of sort of verifies what everybody always thought the pineal gland is. They would call it the seat of the soul, that this is where your journey to the afterlife begins in the pineal gland, and that this chemical gateway opens up and your soul passes through to the great beyond.
But can it be like a bad trip on the way out? Oh fuck!
Yes,
That's terrible.
yes. I've been with people who've had bad DMT trips. I was at Stanhope. I got Stanhope high on DMT, and I thought he was dying. He's at my house, and he's moaning and foaming at the mouth. He's like, I'd never seen anybody do that before. I'd see a bunch of people. Most people smoke DMT. They do this. They smoke it, and they just go. And they lay back, and then this overwhelming experience happens to them for like 15 minutes, and then they come back.
That's it.
And they come back. Yeah, they don't move. They just.
But it's not hours.
No. It's a quick experience. Ayahuasca is an orally active experience with DMT. What ayahuasca is, if you tried to eat DMT, DMT is broken down in your gut by something called monoamine oxidase. So when they make ayahuasca, what they do is they take part of one plant, which has dimethyltryptamine, and part of another plant, which has something called harmine, which is a monoamine oxidase inhibitor. MAO inhibitors. There's some in medications, and there's a bunch of, like, you got to be very careful if you're taking mushrooms or something else that you're not taking MAO inhibitors as well. But so you take this stuff together, and what it does is it gives you an orally active DMT trip. So as it's broken down by your gut, it's like a slow release DMT trip that'll take several hours, as opposed to this fucking rocket ship ride to the center of the universe that you get when you take it, when you smoke it. Because when you smoke it, or intravenous use, if you go to a doctor who knows how to do that, that goes directly into your bloodstream, and it's just it is impossible to avoid. You can't hang on. It's going to take you to the center of the fucking universe, and you're going to experience life forms and interaction with spirits and angels and aliens and jesters. For me, it was a bunch of jesters that were giving me the finger. It was great, giving me the finger, like, fuck you. Like, it was very, 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 very powerful. But the Stanhope one was the only time I ever saw someone where I thought they were going to die. And I was thinking, what if I kill one of my best friends? Like, what if I killed Stanhope? I was like, I don't remember. I think I did it first, because I think he hadn't done it before. So I said, I'll do it. Just watch me do it. And just sit down here, and then you do it next. So I did it. I'm gone. 15 minutes. Come back. I'm like, you ready? He's like, yeah, I don't as I'll ever be. So I give it to him, and Stanhope's been drinking since he was 3. His body's loosely held together with duct tape. Stanhope lies down. If he lies down and pushes his stomach out, he's got these fucking, what is it called? No, not hemorrhoids. What is it called? Hernias. He's got hernias. His stomach will poke through the wall of his stomach, or his gut will poke through the wall of his abdomen. He's got a bunch of those. He's got them all over the place, just like this. And they'll pop up. Like, you're supposed to get those fixed. He's not picking anything up. He just keeps on trucking. And I've talked to him about this too. He's like one of those no MRI guys. Nah, no doctors, no MRIs. I don't want to know what's going on in there.
That's everyone dead in my family, by the way. That's why I go to doctor.
Drinking,
Yep,
smoking.
that's
drinking.
everybody.
So, and this was more than 10 years ago. This is probably 2002 while this is all going down. So me and Stanhope are on my couch, and he is moaning like this. So foam's coming out of the corner of his mouth, and he's like slumped over, and I'm just praying I'm like, please don't die. Please don't. Because I didn't expect this. I expected what everybody else who I've seen maybe a handful of people do DMT. They all do the same thing. They smoke it. They lay back. They trip balls. They come back in 15 minutes, and they're like, what the fuck was that about? But but then he came back, and he's like, oh, life eats life. There's a constant cycle. It's like it just goes on into the next thing, and then life goes on, and life is like, yes, I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind with my thinking. I'm so far behind with everything. And I'm just like, I'm just glad you're alive, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
The other movie you guys have to see on the road, Grizzly Man. Have you seen that?
I've seen that.
The documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
The greatest unintentional comedy in the history of comedies.
What could go wrong?
What was the thing you showed us yesterday? Bear? Is that what it's? Or the '80s movie?
Oh,
that bear eats mushrooms.
When
or
he eats the
whatever?
mushrooms? Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
bear.
I hadn't seen it, but maybe have you seen that?
No, there's a movie about a bear who eats mushrooms.
Like Jamie,
88?
look up the scene on YouTube. Yep.
it was
Oh, you got to look it up.
What is this movie about?
It's about a
Yeah, dude.
Amanita
If you get
Muscaria.
Jamie to say
we
holy
go.
shit, you
Well,
gotta
it
look
didn't
big
look
things
real.
happen.
Yeah.
But
This is happening.
Oh, these are Amanita Muscaria.
when I
Those
was
are
a
really
kid,
hard to get
this
high
was
on.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
He like
see-
sees a butterfly or something, and he's tripping balls.
so this is a nature documentary. Oh no,
Well,
no,
think so.
okay.
it looks like a real bear though, so
Yes.
we're not sure.
They did.
I mean, I don't think that's what the bear was
different
seeing.
things. Maybe the bear's taking a nap, bro. Oh, this is hilarious. That Amanita muscaria mushroom is a weird mushroom. That's that one that they think is, that's from the John Marco Allegro book, The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross. He attributed that to the birth of Christianity.
Makes a pretty good outfit, though.
Yes, it does. The Santa Claus outfit.
Or the Pope.
Yeah, the Pope. Yeah, there's a lot of connections between mushrooms and ancient Christianity. It's fucking really interesting stuff.
Holy shit! What are we watching?
This
right?
is what
This is what the
Justin
bear's
showed.
seeing.
This is the bear.
Bear's tripping
This
balls.
bear's tripping balls.
They glued a butterfly to him.
He loves it.
Look at that.
That's
you know that
probably a fake
butterfly's
one.
not really there. Oh, it is real.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Well, you ever see the jaguar tripping out on ayahuasca? Jaguars eat the
Bark.
they're either eating the harmine or they're eating the ayahuasca vine. One of the two. It might just be the harmine, but whatever they're eating is having some sort of a psychedelic effect on them. And the jaguars eat these leaves, and then they just lie on their back, and their pupils are dilated, and they're tripping balls, like obviously tripping balls. Like to see a jaguar rolling around on the floor in the middle of the jungle after eating leaves, it's very strange. You never seen that?
No.
Young Jamie, please.
He's already.
I was trying to find out what that movie The Bear was all about. I just found it. It's from 1988.
What is it
I
about?
found the whole movie. I don't know. It's about life of a bear. I don't know. Some kid's movie from France or something. I don't know.
It's a kids movie.
Well, I mean, Alice in Wonderland.
Find a jaguar
Yeah.
high on DMT to trip. You watch this jaguar eat these leaves. Here it goes. Go full screen, young Jamie. Go full screen. Look at him. He's tripping. So this
Skip ahead.
jaguar, he seeks out these plants, eats them, and then he's just lying there like. The thing about the people who take that ayahuasca too is they see jaguars. It's part of the vision. I wonder if what they're doing is connecting to some jaguars that are out there tripping balls too. Yeah, and
Scraping.
Topical CBD oil, which is
Oh,
really good.
is that
for-
legal?
Yes, CBD is illegal across the board.
Okay.
Non psychoactive, but the FDA is trying to stop that.
Well, of
Those
course, follow the money.
fuckheads. Yeah, those creeps. They're
Follow the
trying
money.
to-
It's a good explanation for just about everything.
yeah, they're trying to put it in the same classification as heroin. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's just
I mean, it's
100% pharmaceutical drug
Man-made
companies.
institutions of decision making.
Yep. Well, it's just creepy people with money that don't want to lose money to CBD oil because it's so much better for you and healthy and natural and does the exact same thing.
Imagine how much the drug companies would lose.
Yeah.
if that-
Or gain if they started selling it. You fucks. Just they want to monopolize it. That's the problem.
course.
They
Follow
want
the money.
patents. They want to be able to patent things. That's like we were talking about before about the things that are in the Amazon. I mean, there's so many different plants that can deal with so many different ailments that people have. But
Like
then-
ayahuasca.
yeah, that's one of them. Sure. Have you done it?
I haven't, but it's
No?
kind of interesting.
Yeah. Have you done any psychedelics?
No. I've never
Nothing.
done drugs ever.
No drugs. No pot.
Ever. Never.
Oh,
Nothing.
you scared?
No, my dad scared the living daylights out of me when I was a kid, and he told me that if I ever, he's like, you get tested for drugs and you fail, you won't ever be a race car driver. You told me that about drinking and driving too. If you lose your license, you won't be able to race, and then, what are you going to be when you grow up? Then, he threatened me with
Oh, Dad. Settle down, Dad.
remedial jobs,
Jesus.
and so he scared the living daylights out of me. Truth be told, you can lose your license, still race. Also, truth be told, I didn't get drug tested until way later, but we do get
Meanwhile,
drug taste.
You're
we do
running
get
a drug
tests.
farm.
Oh,
You
what?
sell wine. You're running
Wow.
a drug farm.
Well, kind of. I
That's
guess.
a drug farm, lady.
It's legal above
It's
21.
100% drug farm. It's wonderful, delicious tasting drugs.
It sure is.
You can get fucked up on wine.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? That's drugs.
And addicted to drinking alcoholism.
100%,
right?
sure.
I mean, there's a lot of other things that you can do that
Yeah.
are altering that aren't addictive, right?
You're running a plant-based drug farm. 100%.
Cash crops.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're a drug dealer.
Well, let's just go all the way. Well, if I was going to do something, what would be the first thing I would do?
Pot.
Oh.
For sure.
Okay.
Nice and light, real slow. Don't take much.
What does that mean? Don't take much.
But just take a little bit. You don't want to freak out.
Oh.
Like one of the major problems that people have when they first start smoking pot, they'll take like 2 or 3 hits. You can take one like that's it. Put it down. Right, Jamie? Yeah, Jamie will tell you.
Okay.
Little hit, walk away. Yeah, don't fuck with edibles. Leave those alone. Those you need to build up to those things. Those
Oh.
are
are
a
for-
completely different experience.
Experienced users.
Well, it's not just that. Even experienced users, they don't recognize the fact that it's a completely different psychoactive ingredient. Yeah. When THC...
It's not THC?
No. When it's processed by your liver, it produces 11-hydroxymetabolite, which is 4 to 5 times more psychoactive than THC. It's way more potent.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is why people freak out when they eat edibles. And they just don't...
Don't eat the whole brownie.
No. Just a couple crumbs, and then don't even think about having any more for at least 2 hours. Let it settle in. Let it...
Give yourself time.
Yeah.
Don't freak out after 15, 20 minutes and be like, it's not working.
Right, don't do that. That's
That's kind of what I do
thing.
sometimes when I'm drinking. I'm like,
I'm sure.
man, this is my 3rd drink. It just doesn't seem to be working. And then I hit it harder, and then I don't remember
Boom.
anything.
Then you
and
hit
I
the wall.
brown out or black out, whatever.
Yeah, drugs. You do drugs.
Yeah, actually, one of the first times I heard one of your podcasts, I think it was about DMT.
Yeah. That's the mother load. DMT is the psychoactive ingredient that's in ayahuasca. And
Right,
it's
right.
the most potent psychedelic.
Seems like a cleaner way to do it as opposed to ayahuasca, where you
Yeah.
throw up and shit
Poop.
yourself.
Yeah. It's definitely probably, it's also quicker. Like the longest it's going to take is like 15 or 20 minutes. But there's some places that are doing it now where they're doing it intravenously. So those trips are apparently, that was how they did it in, there's a book called DMT, the Spirit Molecule by this guy, Dr. Rick Strassman, who did all these studies out of the University of New Mexico. And they were the first FDA-approved clinical studies.
You did it with a group of people?
Yeah.
I
he
think I
did
saw
it.
something about that.
It was amazing, but they
They
did
were in a
it
hospital, and
yes.
they did it intravenously.
Yeah, and they were gonzo for like 40 minutes, like boom, off into the other dimension.
I was going to say, so other dimension, right? This dream state? Do you think it's like a dream state?
It's very similar because they believe that your brain during heavy REM sleep also produces DMT. And they think that's...
Because we all have it. We all have
Yes,
DMT.
Everybody has it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody
It's
has
naturally
it.
occurring in everyone.
Yes. It's produced by your liver, your lungs, and now they know it's also produced, at least in rats, by your pineal gland, which is literally your third eye. It actually, in certain reptiles, it
Yeah.
actually has a retina and a lens.
Shut
Yeah, it is an eye.
I'm always trying to decalcify my pineal gland.
Is that real?
I don't know.
You get that from them crystal people in Sedona?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, they say it's like fluoride. Fluoride's calcifying your pineal gland, man. Like, okay.
I did watch a cool
how's
thing.
it getting in there?
Yeah, yeah.
How's it getting through my mouth and through? Are you sure? Are you sure
Well, yeah,
fluoride's
it goes
getting
in
there?
everything. You are what you eat.
Yeah, sorta. But are you what you drink?
That
Are
too.
you wine?
Yes. Yes, I get better with age. Duh.
Yeah, I don't know if your pineal gland actually gets calcified by fluoride in drinking water.
Yeah.
That sounds like some hippie horse shit.
It does sound hippie horse shit. I'd like to see some scientific proof. But hey, man, with all the hippie shit, there's not a lot of scientific proof with it.
No, there's not.
It's a
But-
sense of knowing. That's what it comes down to, is a sense of knowing. Like, do you really feel like this is making sense to you? Does it register? Are you like, I don't know why I believe this, but I just do. I don't even know where it came from.
Have you been microdosing at all?
A little bit every now and then. Want to do some right now?
I've never done it.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm the CCO of a company that does
a microdosing company?
yeah, it's
How do
a-
they do that if it's all super illegal?
Well, no. So what it is it's a company called Red Light Holland,
Okay.
and it's the truffle.
The truffle.
So it's the top, mushroom cap is the illegal part.
What?
The stem, which is the truffle, is not illegal.
They're going to jail. Okay, listen to me.
So we're in
That
the
shit's all
process.
illegal.
We're in the process of getting it all legalized and done the right way, and it'll be available in the Netherlands first, microdosing, and then eventually we're hoping it goes the way of marijuana.
Well, I think it can. Right now, everything's in flux. Everything's all fucked up right now, and particularly in California.
Chappelle wanted me to do mushrooms with him. He said, "You
Yeah?
got to do mushrooms." I go, "I've never done it because you got to do it with me and John Mayer." I'm like,
Whoa,
I'm like, I don't know.
it's heavy.
Yeah, I
What
go,
if John starts singing?
yeah, I go. You guys are both professionals at this. I'm not. I don't want to be the guy fucking crying in the corner.
Are you nervous about it?
Yeah, I don't know what it does. So
Just do a little bit. Just do a little. Do a little and you're fine.
yeah.
Yeah, you build.
Should
You just try it out. You do a little.
Should I be alone when I do it?
The first time you should do it with a friend.
Who knows how to?
Yeah, I would say just to take one cap, just something light. You'll feel good. The mushrooms want you to like them, and so the first time you do it, they're gonna welcome you. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, this is what you should be doing."
Yeah.
We're gonna straighten out all your personal problems, all these little weird personality tics that you got, all this strange shit, trouble you keep getting yourself
I
into.
fucking do too.
We'll help you. The mushrooms are going to talk to you. We'll help you. And then one day they're going to trick you into taking a large dose, and then you're going to meet the aliens. Then you're going to realize that this dimension that we live in is connected to neighboring dimensions that are accessible through certain psychedelics. And then once you see that, you can never unsee it. It's regular life loses its seriousness. It loses like 20% of its seriousness. It's still serious, still regular life, but 20% of it goes away forever because you know that that's possible. You know that these other worlds exist and that other people are just out there running through their entire life from birth to death, and they never experience those worlds. And that's weird because like you're running around. Like I run into people because people know that I've done a lot of psychedelic drugs, so I'll run into people that know and they've done it too, and they look at you and they'll talk to you like, hey man, you know, I did this because of you. Like a buddy of mine said that to me the other day. You gave me the courage to try this psychedelic drug, and I was like, oh shit, what was it like? And he's like,
What did he
"Man."
take?
He took DMT, and he was like,
That's a little bit more advanced, I would imagine.
and this guy's he's a bad motherfucker. He's a Navy SEAL, but never had any experience like that. DMT
What was
is
his
like-
experience with it?
Well, I mean, I would have to talk to him more in depth, but when everybody does it, what you get when they're describing it is just sort of like trying to use words to describe something where there's no references. It's not, the words don't work. You you could kind of tell me what it was like, and I could kind of go, yeah, okay, I kind of see that because I've done it. But if I hadn't done it, there's no way. I have nothing.
It's like somebody trying to explain their dream to you.
Well, that's what's similar in that this stuff, DMT, is actually endogenous. It exists in the human body, and they believe that it comes out in your dreams. They believe that when you're dreaming, your body is releasing some of that stuff. They don't totally understand it, right? It's one of those weird things where they really only found out that mammals created in the pineal gland within the last few years. The Cottonwood Research Foundation, which is connected to Rick Strassman, who wrote that book, DMT, the Spirit Molecule. He ran a bunch of FDA-approved, I believe the only FDA-approved tests on DMT, where they shot it into people in a clinical setting.
How did you consume it?
Intravenously. Freebasing it. You freebase it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a fiend?
Yeah, like a fiend. It's like a glass bowl connected to like a tube, and you light the bottom of the bowl. The DMT sits inside the bowl.
What is the...
It looks like a white powder,
Okay.
like a white, almost yellowish white powder. Depending on which one you take, the 5-methoxy DMT is white, and then the other stuff was more like white with like a little bit of yellow to it. And you take it, it tastes like burnt plastic. It tastes terrible. And you take a big deep breath. You want to take like 3 big inhales. The first time I did it, I only took 1, and I just got to the door. I got like to the door of the DMT dimension. I was like, what is this? This is weird. It was really weird, but I didn't even know what weird was, because like 20 minutes later, I did a second one. And the second one, I took way more. I took like 3 big hits. And then it was almost like you're in a slingshot or a catapult. It was like you could feel the tension, like tick, 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 tick. And all of a sudden, you shot through these colors and lights into like what felt like some new place.
What is your physical doing during all of this?
Just laying there. Yeah. One time recently I did it, like the last time I did it was like a couple years ago. I opened my eyes in the middle of it. It was very strange. It's like I can almost see reality, but it was all real pixelated, and it was like I was seeing life through like a dirty saran wrap or something. It was just very strange. And then I closed my eyes back and I went. It's the experience of the psychedelic realm is more vivid than regular life, which is real strange, because it doesn't feel like you're on a drug, because you're still you. That's another part of it. It doesn't change your, like when you're drunk, it changes the way you think. Like you think different. This is not that. This is like you think the same way, but you're being confronted with something that's insanely alien. Just alien to everything that you know to be true. And then there's all these things around you that seem to be alive, and they seem to be talking to you and communicating with you. The last time I did it, was a bunch of jokers that were giving me the finger, like jesters. Gestures with, like, you know, they have the little bells.
Yeah.
They were all like shaking and giving me the finger and like spinning around, like going, fuck you. They were mocking me. And the thing that I got from it was like, oh, I take myself too seriously. I need to be mocked. And they were mocking me. And as they were mocking me, I relaxed. And then they like pointed at me like, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Because you can get lost. You can take yourself seriously, and you want others to take you. Like, what is the grossest kind of man? Like the kind of man who wants everyone to tremble when he walks into a room, wants, rose petals thrown at his feet. He wants everyone to call him sir.
And be uncomfortable.
Yeah, everyone to be uncomfortable because he's a fucking man.
Yeah.
And that kind of guy responds very poorly to being mocked, right? So I think that it was like letting me know, like, hey, bitch, you got a little of that in you. You need to get that out of your system, especially as a person who's a professional mocker. I'm a mocker of things.
We are stand-up mockers.
There's a lot to be mocked.
How long does it last for?
15 minutes.
That's it?
Yes.
And what about the microdosing?
That's similar. This video that you're playing, it's kind of like that, but way more intense.
I don't know how this. It's a VR experience called ayahuasca that you can. I don't know how exactly it works. I haven't tried
Is
it. Is
ayahuasca different?
No, it is and no. But see, the thing about ayahuasca is it lasts longer because it's orally. You take. See, that's probably more similar, and you can get there on ayahuasca and DMT. It's the same thing. It's dimethyltryptamine. It's just when you're taking it with ayahuasca, your body is processing it orally, and you take it with something called an MAO inhibitor. MAO is monoamine oxidase. It's produced by your gut, and it processes DMT naturally that exists in plants. So like there's a lot of plants that have DMT in it. And if you just if you were eating grass, like some sort of like phalaris grass or something like that, it's really rich in DMT. So if you were eating
So you would get high off.
You would get high as fuck. But monoamine oxidase that's produced by your gut it breaks that stuff down so it's not orally active. So if you took some DMT that you would freebase and just ate it, it wouldn't do anything to you because your gut would break it down. But then if you took it with an MAO inhibitor, preferably the kind of plant-based MAO inhibitor that they use in ayahuasca, because they know, like those MAO inhibitors that people take, like sometimes people take them as a medication. Those can be dangerous. They're much more potent, and there's all sorts of weird side effects. I've heard of people taking pharmaceutical MAO inhibitors, and then they take mushrooms or something else with them, and they really can fuck them up, like real bad.
Yeah, because they're cross-pollinating their fucking drug use.
You're doing all kinds of wacky shit to your brain that your brain is probably not really designed. You're redlining your brain. Your brain may stay together, or you might go fucking shine on, you crazy diamond.
Yeah, go off the deep end there.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy from Empire's speech, like interview?
Yes.
Like that seems
Terrence-
almost like he's not pretending. Like if he's pretending, he's doing a better job acting than Joaquin Phoenix.
What is
did.
his Terrence
Howard, yeah. You
Howard.
saw the Flower of Life or
well,
something?
Terrence Howard, the guy who interviewed me for Rolling Stone, told me that Terrence Howard is like a legitimate genius. Like he's like, you talk to the guy is absolutely brilliant.
Maybe he figured it all out.
I think he got high as fuck on DMT. That's what it sounds like. He's talking about
Figured it all out.
and-
Yeah, it does sound like that, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Like but the inability to explain it, just kind of like it's all connected.
But he was not explaining it very well, but very articulately. Like he was using, it wasn't like nonsense talk.
Right.
He was like, oh, this is like shockingly coherent for a ridiculous thing to say.
You ever have Shane on to talk about what happened to him?
Shane, which one?
Shane Moss.
No.
He did. I think.
Oh yeah, no, I've had him on.
mushrooms.
I had him on back. You which what happened to him though?
He did, I think he did mushrooms every day for a month, or DMT every day for a month, and he also covered himself in I'm getting the terms wrong, but maybe Syrian rue, so the shit couldn't come out of his system.
What?
And he went a little bit nutty.
How long ago was this?
Maybe a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay. So I had him
Year
on
ago.
before that. I had him on before that.
So we went to see Roger Waters. He got tickets for me in Providence. We went down there, and he was like talking like he was like, I figured out these math equations, and he was like the whole time he was like, dude, I know, I'm a science guy. I get this seems ridiculous. I understand why you wouldn't believe me, but I can like figure shit out to the point where mathematicians are like, I never thought of it that way. He's like, I don't understand how it's possible, but I get why you wouldn't believe that. He was like, you know when you're coming out of a mushroom trip for like 30, 40 minutes, you're like not quite coherent because you got a foot in there and a foot out here.
Yeah.
He was like that for hours, and I guess for like months. Yeah. He was just in a constant state of coming out of a mushroom trip.
I did DMT 3 times in a day.
Wow.
And the third time, it was a really strong one. And it fucked me up for a while. I don't remember how long afterwards, but this was during the Fear Factor days. But I remember reality, the way I described it, the reality was very slippery.
Yeah.
Very slippery. Like I kept thinking that cars were going to fly over the incoming lane and crash into my car and kill me.
Oh, real slippery.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, be really careful. But then I realized that what that is like my ego trying to protect me by making me aware of imminent threats and trying to reestablish its position as in the chain of command. Because, like, one of the things about really extreme psychedelic experiences that they dissolve the ego to the point where you realize, like, you don't really matter. Like, you're a part of some crazy system, and the only reason why you think you really matter is because your biology wants to stay alive, because there's these inherent existential threats to your existence that have always existed throughout time. And, you know, ultimately, though, it doesn't matter because you're just going to live and die and probably live again and die again. And this is like this never-ending cycle. Yeah, and you're part of something.
One of those guys said anytime you're like fighting it, like you're just like, it just means you haven't taken it enough. I think that was like Terrence McKenna or one of those guys was like, you just have to take more and then you can't fight it.
Right,
and then
right,
you're just gone, you know?
Yeah, but I was fucked up for a while.
Really?
But I was functional. I was real nervous and weirded out by things.
How long? How long?
Weeks, maybe months.
Why'd you do it 3 times in a day? Were you trying to do that on purpose or were you just
I did
like bored?
it. The first time was light. I went in, but I didn't go in too deep.
Yeah.
But I saw the visuals, and I lay there, and I was like, I got to the door, and I could see through the windows of the house, but I didn't go inside. The second time, it just like opened up a fucking vortex and sucked me through to the center of the universe. And then it was really, really, really intense. And then I did it again after that. It's because I
Wow.
loved it, because it was so awesome. I wanted to do it one more time.
I got to do it more. I guess
They
not
make
for a
those
month.
vape pens.
Yeah.
That's what we should do on November 1st.
Vape pens.
Yeah, we should do DMT.
In the morning.
Here. Yeah, in here.
You're going to be in New York.
Oh, yeah. Well, as soon as we get back.
Come to my apartment.
Okay.
We'll do it there.
Yeah. Did you have a dumb moment?
I had a lot of insights. I don't know if I did actually.
How many different trips did you have while you're doing
I
this?
had 6 or 7. I did two psilocybin trips, one guided, one not, an LSD trip guided, a couple ayahuasca circles, and then I had a really weird psychedelic called 5-MeO DMT, which is the smoked venom of the Sonoran desert toad. Who figured that out? Should get some kind of prize.
That's a pretty potent one.
Very potent, and thank God, short-lived. It was actually a horrible experience. That
Really?
was
You had a
my
bad
worst.
experience?
Yeah.
I had a great experience on
You
it.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what was wrong with it?
So you take like one puff, and before you exhale, there's a synthetic version too, right? I was
Right.
taking the venom. You're shot out of a cannon. There's no lead up. It's
Right.
no warm up. It's like, boom. And I felt like I was actually like strapped to the outside of a rocket, going through space and through clouds, and like the G-forces pulling down my cheeks. And it was just this mental storm
Yeah.
without nothing to orient myself. There was
Right.
no space. There was no time. There was no self. And it was just unendurable, this punishing roar in my ears. And someone who had done it said eventually it's like a takeoff and you get into orbit, and it's very nice at that point. But what happened with me is I had the storm. I mean, I felt like it was like the metaphor I use in the book is like, I said, I can't explain this. You can't tell a story without place, time, and character, right? I had none of those.
Right.
It was just this inchoate energy. And I said it was like before the Big Bang. You remember that? Well, obviously nobody does.
Yeah.
But there was pure energy and no matter yet and no time yet. I mean, that's where I was. And it was horrible. It was terrifying. And I thought I was dying. But then you come down. It was kind of a suborbital flight. And then I started coming down. And suddenly I could feel, I got a body. I was touching my legs. I have a body. And like, there's a floor. There's space. And then there's time. And the universe kind of reconsolidated. And I had this feeling of incredible gratitude.
Yeah.
Not just for being alive, which all of us have had at one point or another, but that anything existed. I was grateful for the fact that there is something and not nothing, because I'd seen what nothing was like. And so in that sense, it ended up kind of positive, but you wouldn't want to go there to have that experience. So subsequently, somebody said to me, a very experienced psychonaut who I was telling this story to, he said, you didn't have enough.
That's what I was just going to tell you.
Really?
Yeah, because you only took one hit. You usually take 3. You take 3, and the rocket ride leads you somewhere. It takes you to the center of the
you take
universe.
3, 3, 3?
Three
I mean,
in a
3
row. 3 in a row. Take
the
a
same
big
time.
one, blow it out. Take a big one, blow it out. Take a big one, and as you're taking the third one, you're already seeing the world crystallize in front of you. It already starts turning into geometric patterns. You put the pipe down, lay back in the chair, and you just shoot off to the center of the universe. The terrifying thing is you cease to exist. Like it's the one drug that I've ever taken where you're not there anymore.
No.
Even NN dimethyltryptamine, which is the difference between 5-methoxy-dimethyltryptamine is just an oxygen molecule attached to it. But NN dimethyltryptamine is incredibly visually stimulating. 5-methoxy is not.
Yeah.
It's just white.
It was white. It
Yeah.
was definitely. I don't know how I could have taken 3 hits because I hadn't
Just
exhaled the
gotta do
first
it.
one when I was gone.
I don't know what you're.
I
only did the synthetic version of it.
Yeah.
You're doing this frog
And the person I
version.
know who did the synthetic version had a very different experience, and they felt like they were installed in the firmament as this happy
Yeah.
star. But I didn't get there. So Who knows? I did something wrong. Okay.
I don't think you did. I just think you had a different experience. And I mean, obviously, there's got to be some sort of chemical difference. I mean, you're probably getting other things in that frog venom as well as pure DMT.
That's right. That may be it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know the answer to that.
It's fucking frog spit. I mean, do you
By
know
the way,
how
no harms.
no
Frogs were harmed in the making of this drug.
It's excreted on the outside of their
Right.
body. And what most people
You can
do
milk
is
them.
Yeah, you rub them on a glass and then let it dry off, and then you scrape it
That's
off
right.
the glass and
It
then
crystallizes.
you smoke it. Yeah.
I
Good
heard
luck
you
with
just
all
kind of
that.
squeeze them, and then it sprays the glass, and overnight it turns into, it looks like brown sugar.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. You're the first person who knows anything about it who has
used to be able to
interviewed me.
buy it. Used to be able to
It
buy
was legal till
I bought
recently,
a fucking
2011.
jug of this shit.
Oh, my God.
Offline. I bought it from some company, American Chemical Company or something, and they send it to you. And I had enough to get the entire state of California high for several days because it doesn't take much.
It doesn't.
But it's not something you want to do very often.
And I don't think it has the same kind of healing properties because you're not bringing back information that's usable.
I brought back a lot.
You did?
Yeah, I brought back a lot about myself. And one of the things that I realized, like as I recorded, what I would do is post-trip, I'd hit a tape recorder right when I became conscious again and start talking about the experience. And what I remember saying about the 5-methoxy DMT experience is like, as I'm trying to recount what happened, I feel my ego trying to retake hold of the situation and even use words in a way that might impress you with my ability to describe things. Or as you know, as a professional comedian too, I was aware that like a lot of what you're doing, you're saying things in a way that's pleasing to people so that they get excited about hearing you talk. And I was very aware of that while I was doing that. I'm saying I'm trying to explain things that are not possible to explain because the words that we're using were all invented for a world that doesn't exist in the DMT dimension. And once you break through, it is so profoundly alien that any words
And liberating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in a way, I mean, it may be really truly realize that we are in a soup of atoms. And that it's not, there's not like Michael Pollan, Joe Rogan, and Jamie Vernon in a room. Here's a wood table. There's oxygen between us.
Right.
No, we're in a universal stew of particles. Yeah, and it breaks those particles down, or at least it gives you a view into that, and you cease to exist, which is the most bizarre thing because it's so similar to N-dimethyltryptamine chemically, but so different in
experience.
the fact that you're not there while you're doing regular like N-dimethyltryptamine, which is the active ingredient in ayahuasca. Have you done that, the pure version of it?
No, not the pure version.
The pure version is like a very short, much more intense ayahuasca experience. I've never done ayahuasca. I've only done the DMT version. But
by injection or
no, smoking it. But what you get out of it is you're there while this is happening, and you're just blown away, and you're like, I can't
that's
believe
true in
what I'm
ayahuasca
seeing.
too. You're present.
But there's all these entities that are trying to calm you down. Relax, take it in, settle down. They're all trying to calm you down and
That's
alleviate. Helpful. Yeah, it's weird, you know, and they're also fucking with you. Like they give you the finger. Like I had a bunch of jokers that were like dancing around me, giving me the finger.
Did you have machine elves too?
I don't believe in that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Like McKenna had those experiences of machine elves. I saw what I described as complex geometric patterns that are made out of love and understanding. They seem to me to be like the building blocks of the soul all around you all the time.
Wow.
Like some just gigantic, impossibly large, infinite well of souls. Just these things dancing around you, and they were never one thing. They would be one thing for a second, and they change into something else, and then they change into something different. And the more profound the experiences got, the more profound the next one would be. And they kept saying, like, look at this. Yeah. But the words weren't real words. That's the other thing. It's like I'm saying the words, look at this. And I would have that in my head, but I never heard anybody say it. It was almost like it was triggering the concept of those words in my mind.
Right. It's pre or post linguistic, some of these experiences.
Yeah, like if this was like on a spaceship, you would think it would be like that. Look at that. If that was on a spaceship, etched into the side of the spaceship, you'd be like, holy shit, it's a fucking alien language. Look, I mean, I don't know what any of those things are. I don't know what one of those numbers is. I don't know what the fuck those words are, those letters. That's an alien language. That's to me, almost more alien than a lot of Asian languages. That looks crazy.
Well, that's a reason to kind of doubt that somebody's translating it right. You know, like it's just like, oh, you looked at that gibberish and you saw that.
Well, scholars, you know, the whole thing with that is that these ancient languages, like all these stories came from these ancient languages. Like if you go way back to like ancient Sumer, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, there's all these Noah's Ark similarities. It's all there's a lot of stuff in all these ancient stories. It's all probably points to some real shit that happened.
For sure.
But along the way, just like what you're talking about with social justice warriors and how they behave like it's a religion, there's like a natural compulsion for people to be on a group and have that group have a very clear
People
ideology.
have to work their way up to atheism if they want it, because that's like almost a luxury, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I don't know how to just, but I'll tell you what, I will say the DMT shit, I did get like more of a, oh yeah, there's more than
there's something else there.
And it's crazy because I read about that shit in high school. I read some article about that guy that is the big DMT guy,
Terrence McKenna. Yeah,
because I think he projects a lot of his own horseshit into it. But that stuff
that McKenna does, or the
McKenna just let me tell you, when I never felt a thing that felt so much like not making me hallucinate, but like it was taking away a hallucination.
Yes.
And that is there's something so terrifying about that, but it's also like, wow, that's great. Like, and you feel like there has to be, just based on the shit you would see, even if it's just shit in your head, you're like, why would that even be in my head?
It's entirely possible that whatever the fuck consciousness is can pass from this stage into another stage. And the only reason why I would hesitate to say that's exactly what happens is because there's no proof one way or another. But it's
all that pineal gland shit is not proven. They don't know that DMT comes in.
I can't handle anymore.
They do now. Yeah, they do now.
Really?
The Cottonwood Research Foundation, they did a series of tests with rats, and they proved that live rats have DMT produced by the pineal gland.
Really?
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that humans do too, but they're pretty sure they do.
Did you
They also know that your lungs produce it and your liver produces it. That's a fact.
Really?
So your body's producing DMT, 100%.
Did you know that, or did you like those H.P. Lovecraft kind of horror stories?
Oh, I love those things.
And there's a movie made out of one of them. It's all about his pineal gland. He's taking something that makes his pineal gland swell up.
Which one is that? What movie is that?
It stars the guy from Reanimator. But it's not Reanimator.
I'm feeling it now. I kind of remember what you're talking about.
But I'll tell you the thing is DMT is the creep. I still think creepy because it's totally worth doing. But the thing that's, whatever people say they meet entities, right? But I don't know if that shit is meeting entity. But I'll tell you the thing that just sticks with me that I'm like, how in the fuck is that possible? Is the shapes that I could see, where I was well aware that they were a bit more than 3-dimensional shapes. And it's so crazy to look at that and perceive it. And I'm like, how on earth could I perceive this shape? And when I can't, and you can't come back with it, like, you know what I mean?
Well, you know
like,
how you see it though in someone's art. Like, have you ever seen Alex Gray's art?
Yeah,
you see
it's awesome.
No,
you haven't seen it.
No, what is that?
Pull up Alex Gray. He's a psychedelic artist. I mean, all of his stuff is basically tryptamine-based art.
And is it gonna not be horseshit? Because sometimes they're horseshit.
No. He's brilliant. His stuff's fucking.
Because that is something. If
his stuff's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that thing.
It's for Tool.
Yeah, but that's one of them. But he draws the covers for Tool albums. There's a ton of them, like that one. That one in specific. That is DMT.
That's very DMT.
That is DMT.
Wow, that is hardcore DMT.
Hardcore DMT. When you do DMT, you see that. And you see that in a way where it's so much more spectacular than anything you ever see under normal consciousness.
Is your body there? Like, are you
It's not a body thing. You're not thinking of
but
your body. Your
yourself.
eyes are closed.
I mean, I'm myself.
Yeah, you're yourself.
Like, you look around?
You're yourself,
dude,
but
if you
you're
open
very
your eyes,
vulnerable.
here's what's crazy. So if you close your eyes, it's like they're open somewhere else. And then when you open your eyes, you see reality overlaid over this.
Tell me this one didn't influence the Egyptians. Click on the one your cursor's on.
No,
tell me that didn't influence the Egyptians.
What, this painting or the?
No, these kind of tryptamine
well, did they have that,
images.
Did they have DMT?
100%. Yeah, there was one of the things that John Anthony West did was he was going over the temple in Man.
Yeah.
The temple in Man is one of the structures. It's in Egypt. Mm-hmm. And it shows different parts of it are supposed to represent different corridors of the body, like different chakras of the body. Uh-huh. And that there was some evidence that the eye of Horus is really the pineal gland.
Oh, really?
And that's what that symbol is. Like, see if Google pineal gland Eye of Horus. They think that they're so similar in the way they're shaped. It's entirely possible that that's what it's a very alternative thing. But look how it looks, how the thing looks on the right, the actual pineal gland, and look at the eye on the left.
Whoa.
Yeah. See that wing off the side and the way it drops down right from the eyeball? Boy, that's fucking similar. It's entirely possible that they figured that out somewhere along the line, that through yogic breathing methods or some sort of psychedelic drugs they found that they were achieving a hallucinogenic state, and they were able to somehow or another isolate where that state is being initiated. And if it's being initiated endogenously by your body, like through psychedelic breathing, that's probably where it's being produced.
Now listen,
That's why
I don't
they
want
call
to
it
sound
the
like an
third
Amy
eye.
Schumer defender, but that looked coincidental to me.
Yeah, it could be.
Parallel thought.
It could
That
be.
look- I think
Pretty
certain patterns
goddamn
repeat
close.
over and over again.
But that pattern is pretty fucking close. You might be right. It might be coincidental. But the fact that a straight line drops down right before the eye, show it again. The straight line drops down right below the
But
eye.
they didn't
and
know
then
what
the
the
other thing
fucking
hooks
brain
to the
did in
left.
Egypt. That's the
No,
thing.
they did surgery on people in Egypt.
Yeah, but
Let's
I thought.
see, look at the thing on the right.
Wait. First of all, I thought Egypt thought the mind was in the heart, and that's why they pulled the useless brain out through the nose when they mummified you. Like you're
How do we
telling
know
me,
their intent? You know what I mean? Like, how do we
because the embalming techniques.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they didn't respect
the
the
stuff you
brain.
kept. No, they didn't. Look.
Well, I'm
look it
sure
up.
they didn't know everything about the human body the way
That's
people
what I'm
know
saying.
today.
Why would they attach significance to something in the brain if they don't think that's
Because
where,
I think through psychedelic drugs. I think when they were doing these heavy psychedelic drugs, which, by the way, were absolutely being used by then by tons
well,
of
that
cultures.
I could believe, but
Tons
that I
of
could believe.
cultures.
Listen, because dude, this is the thing where that really blew my mind because I was looking.
You don't want to even believe rumors. That's what's going on again.
No, I looked. Do you ever look at somebody while you're on
won't be
DMT,
tricked
like you
again.
smoke it?
No, I've always kept my eyes closed.
Okay, well,
the
I
Who.
did that
I won't be
2 times.
fooled
Close my
again.
eyes, and 1 time open my eyes and look at somebody, and they had 6 arms like a Hindu.
Yeah, somebody else
And
was just saying
I might have
this.
been telling you this at the
You
comedy store.
told me at the green room.
What
of
is
the belly
your
room.
time perception gets broken
Yeah.
down, and that's the craziness. And so then motion looks like sick,
Like
but it,
like Shiva.
it looked like a Hindu thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow. I
that's
imagine
where it
being on that
comes from.
stuff, and you see
Yeah.
something. I mean, it looked that looked to me so much like a vision from DMT.
Yeah.
Those 6-arm kind of gods.
Well, dude, I collect that kind of art, like Buddhas and shit like that, like this kind of shit, because I saw this. I saw this image, this
Yeah.
exact image. I mean, this has a third eye and everything. A
Right.
sculptor made this for me. I don't remember homeboy's
Really?
name. Yeah, I wish I could remember it right now, but I don't. But yeah, sculptor made that for me based on this vision that I had high on DMT. I saw an infinite number of those.
Really?
I saw one hovering here, and then in every direction out from him, there was an infinite number of those, and they were all hovering and vibrating around me.
So it's like
Wow.
fractal. Is it like fractal?
Oh, it's 100% fractal.
What do you
It's
think-
geometric.
What do you think? What do you think? Having done it, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think now of DMT after? You know, I think I saw just a couple things, but I don't know how long ago they were of you talking about it with people. But what's your opinion of it now? As like, you know, what you're seeing.
Well, it could be anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely could be some sort of an insane hijacking of your sensory nervous system, and
Right.
it produces this spectacular psychedelic effect that's so profound, this hallucinogenic effect that's so profound that it literally is like a transcendent experience and changes your life. It's
It
totally
felt like
possible.
that to me.
It's totally possible that it's just a chemical thing. What's also
But that
possible,
also-
what's also
yeah.
possible is that life itself, that whatever
Yeah.
the fuck life is, and especially whatever the fuck intelligent life is not understood. What consciousness is not understood. And this idea that things can only exist in this realm, that's not proven. Also the fact that when those quantum physicist guys start breaking down the nature of reality and they come up with, I don't know how the fuck they do this, I'm just talking out of my ass, but they come up with the idea that there's 11 dimensions.
Right.
And that they literally, I mean, and this is all changing and constantly evolving and moving, and they're constantly adding to this. It is entirely possible that there's a bunch of other shit that's around us all the time that's just not here, and we
Yeah,
don't
of
have
course.
access to it. And when you do DMT, whomp, you go into that other place.
That's
It's
what's so
entirely
fucking
possible.
unsettling, dude. It's like it's not like you're going. It's like the shit's here.
Well,
And-
that's why you, as
Yeah.
a skeptic, it's very important to hear from you. Like a guy
Oh,
like
it felt,
you.
yeah. I'll tell you what, because I drew a shitty diagram of it. But this is what I felt. This is what it feels like if you ever do it. Like this little point. Let's say this little point is you. This is what I
Right.
felt like. And these lines I drew, that's like space time. And you're this little point that gets stabbed into space time. And all this shit This is all the shit that makes you. Like, it forms a point. It's like closing your eyes and looking at all of the shit
all the
that's
It's like a
being
cross section of your being.
like everything being focused into making. If you could like just reverse look at it,
Dude,
it feels like that.
I always feel like it's lessons. I always feel like it's lessons. I always feel like it's time to go to school. Sit down. Here's what's going on. One of the last ones, more profound ones, was a bunch of jesters that were all giving me the finger.
Really?
They were all circling around me like, give me the finger.
They're
Like,
who named you?
That
the
was
joke
Twitter.
police?
No, you know
trying
what?
to teach you about Twitter.
It's teaching if you're tense, and if
60
you're
Jeselniks,
reacting
all.
negatively to this jester giving you the finger, like how do you feel of yourself? Are you in a constant defensive mode? And then when I sort of relaxed myself, they started wagging their finger back and forth, like, "Yep, that's it,
Wow,
it."
that's
It was
cool.
very, very strange. These things that you see but you can't define are constantly changing. So if you try to like say, "Oh, it looked like a jester," it probably did for a few seconds. For a few seconds, it looked like a jester, and then it imploded and became stars, and then it sucked in and became geometric patterns, and then became neon-colored worms that were making love to each other in a giant infinite bundle of yarn. Like, it becomes weirder and weirder shit all the time.
Is it hard to remember when you're done?
It's almost impossible. Even me saying it,
I
I'm kind of
remember,
full of shit.
it's having
I'm
done
kind of
it
full of
now.
shit because I don't totally remember what I saw. I remember what I remember to write down. I remember what I repeated. So I'm like going back on like my repeated versions of what I saw. But I remember like flashes of the intense, profound nature of the experience.
Is there emotions
Flashes
to
of
it? Like it's
yes,
unraveling.
dude. And when I came out of it the first time, this was on New Year's the first time I did it, and I fucking, I guess I was like weeping. But when I came out of it, because you just suddenly are awake, and I had like, but I was so out of it, it was like not. I went from weeping to like, oh hey, what's up, like. And because I'd been staring at some crazy thing that would like look so beautiful to me, but it was like that. It was like coming out of a dream, I guess, almost.
What's that McKenna quote that I think what I'd be scared of is unearned wisdom? I think McKenna said something like be wary of unearned wisdom, where I don't know if I can handle looking at something that intense.
I was really in a low feeling state when I did it, and I didn't give a fuck, so I wanted to do it.
You pick up the slack. You know, that unearned wisdom thing, I think I know what he's saying, and I think there's a real problem with people acting profound when they just learned something an hour ago.
Are you saying I'm not a shaman?
No. But
I'm not a qualified shaman
There's
now?
a thing that people enjoy doing, and it's like jizzing out their knowledge.
Yeah.
You know?
Thought jizz?
And a lot of that is unearned knowledge. Like, there's a lot of people that don't really have a full, including me. I've
My
done it many
mind
times.
balls are so full.
Not having a full understanding of the topic at hand.
Life
and
jizz.
you just jizz it out.
Yeah,
gotta
Unearned
jizz it,
knowledge.
man.
But look, for sure, you learn a lot about yourself when you do those experiences. I learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about how I interact with people. I saw negative thoughts like expressed as like this dark green and black, like twisted sort of pattern. And then when my thoughts went positive, it blossomed like the most beautiful flowers you can imagine. It was crazy. It was literally a lesson in thinking toxically. And then, and this is probably like 2008-ish, somewhere around then. That was this particular experience that literally changed who I am. Literally changed how I talk to people, literally changed how I feel about people.
Yeah.
Watching a negative thought being expressed as this dark pattern. And then the positive thought, I just let it go like, oh, I see, I'm doing it to myself. And then boom.
Right, yeah.
And then you just relax and enjoy. Like, this is so beautiful. And because you're looking at something so beautiful, that feeling of seeing beauty makes it more beautiful. And it's just getting more, and like tears are rolling down my eyes. It was a stunning experience.
Dude, honest to God, it's easier to do that now besides that, but I know what you mean. Like,
I wish
that's
I
the
could
feeling.
remember seeing it though. I remember it happened, and I remember the dark green and black, but I remember so little of what I actually saw. It's a total recreation in my mind.
Yeah.
Which is a real problem with memory. It's a real problem with regular memory. Forget about something as spectacularly unique and odd as a psychedelic experience. But just regular memory. I mean, I try to think of what I did yesterday. I know what I did.
Did you ever get the information like the last time I did it? This is what really blew me away is because my girlfriend was saying I won't forget. And by the way, I forgot immediately.
It's like a joke. When you think of a joke, you have to write it down.
You're supposed to talk into a microphone, like talk into a recorder, like right away when you get out, and then try to decipher that.
Mostly I feel like I can't talk. I mean, usually I feel like I can't talk. But
as soon as you can, though, what you should do is just use the voice app on your phone, and as soon as you can talk, hit record, and just ramble. First of all, you're gonna go, "Oh my god, I'm a fucking moron," because it's gonna sound. If you're sober, it's gonna sound so stupid.
That's my favorite. Like ayahuasca, it's an inner journey and better. Like on the inside, on the outside, you're just puking and projectile shit. Gibbering like an idiot.
That's a metaphor for Twitter.
You're into ghosts. You're into Bigfoot. You're into aliens, UFO abductions, everything.
Well, it's entertaining. I'm an entertainer.
It is entertaining.
But I feel like an alien.
You're remarkably sane for someone who holds all of these different things inside their head.
I don't know. My family would maybe say not. But
do you smoke pot?
I am allergic to terpenes. I love the cannabis story. Terpenes are an oil that's it's in everything. It's like limonene.
Is it pot?
Terpenes, yeah, we have if you have good pot and you're smoking good pot, what you're smoking the terpene, that's what gives it its power.
Terpenes give pot its power?
Yeah, well, it's part of the element that
I thought it's THC.
Well, terpenes, it's an oil. Terpenes is an oil that's in there in all marijuana. You have the
So you're allergic to marijuana?
I'm allergic to the terpenes, the cannabinoid. My dad is on the cannabis oil right now to go to sleep. He's 97 years old. Everybody
Shout out
has
to your dad.
awesome. Everybody has cannabis cannabinoid receptors in them. It is a tremendously healing thing.
There's the terpene. There's a chart. What a cool chart.
Yeah. Terpene benefits, marijuana terpenes, yeah. So somehow,
look at all that stuff.
Yeah, look at it now. And different breeders will put something. My partner and friend Jimmy Belushi has a farm in Oregon. He grows it, and he's researching it.
Oh, he's a dirty drug addict. He's up there selling drugs to people. Jim Belushi pushing drugs.
Well, it's legal now in Oregon.
Brother of John selling drugs.
Well, the point is that if John had been a pothead, he'd be alive today.
Sure,
because he died of a cocaine and heroin speedball injection.
Yeah.
If I'd have had him smoking pot there in the vineyard, back then, he would be alive today.
Yeah.
So
my
I believe
generation of comedians are potheads.
Well, you know what? I hear Seth Rogen's office at Columbia Pictures had to be defumed and defogged when he left. but
I gave him Stoner of the Year award one day.
Yeah,
when one of the High Times awards.
Yeah,
I presented him.
Well, cannabis is tremendously valuable. We're finding if you take the THC out and put the CBD in there, that's great for arthritis and that. Mm-hmm. I like the smell of weed.
You just can't
it doesn't bother me.
You're allergic to it.
It just bothers me a certain way.
You should go to an allergist to get that cured.
Well, sure. So I rely on the beverage.
What about
alcohol.
psychedelics? Have you ever had psychedelic experiences?
Oh, yes, I've taken acid and psilocybin and mescaline. Yeah.
Have you ever had some sort of encounters while on psilocybin? One of the things that makes me more open to the idea of extraterrestrials is some of the experiences that I've had on tryptamines. Particularly dimethyltryptamine, but also psilocybin is...
That's DMT goes way back for me. That goes back to high school. How long back is that?
What do you mean?
The DMT, yeah.
Last time I did was a year and a half ago.
In a controlled situation?
Yeah.
Tell me about your experience.
I'd
be interested to know. It's kind of a little speedy.
That's a DMT tattoo. That's a DMT molecule.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've had a bunch of them.
It's healing for mental health. They're finding that it has a great effect as a palliative.
Profound alleviation of anxiety.
There you go.
Because it transforms your perception of where you stand in the world, and it's an absolute ego dissolver. You are confronted with experiences that defy logic. And one of the things that this is interesting, one of the things that shied me away from UFOs was DMT.
Because
it was so profound, it was so crazy that if a UFO landed right in front of my house, I'd be like, yeah, it's not DMT though, because DMT was a completely different dimension and there were things there. Then one of the things
you were in a controlled environment.
Yes.
You were with friends. You were
yeah. But one of the
were
things
you seated? Were you in nature? Were you
seated in the house?
Okay.
In my house.
Yeah,
I've
and
done
you
it in
took
other
how
people's
much?
houses. Well, you take 3 giant hits.
Who makes that stuff?
I can't tell you.
That's not something you can
they
buy.
They shut down your sci-fi show for talking about aliens.
No, that's right. DMT has some. There's some prejudice against it, and you can't get that at the drugstore.
It's in thousands of plants. It's literally in almost every plant in nature. In fact, one of the universities in Israel believes that it was responsible for the burning bush that Moses got the 10 Commandments from.
Yeah,
that they think that burning bush was actually the acacia tree, and the acacia tree is rich in DMT.
And it burst into flame, and he inhaled the vapor.
Exactly. They
and
think
saw
that
God.
They think that this is just a problem with translation. Is that this idea of the burning bush? Like, oh, there was a burning bush. Well, maybe they figured out a way to extract the dimethyltryptamine from the acacia tree, or this acacia bush as well, and that they took this small amount of dimethyltryptamine from this fire and inhaled it and had this profound religious experience, like I've experienced, like many people who experience that have taken it. And I think that one thing that happens when you do this is you're confronted with entities. Now, I don't know what these things are, but they seem to be communicating with you, and they seem to be talking to you, and they seem to know everything about you. So the question is, like, is that really your subconscious? Is this what you know about yourself stripped down to some very bare, raw form, and then confronted with these psychedelics that perturb your visual cortex? So they provide you with all these intense visualizations, or is it a chemical portal to another dimension?
Were they effulgent beings, light beings?
The way I describe them is they're complex geometric patterns made out of love and understanding, and that they're communicating with you.
Sounds like, H.P. Lovecraft was a wonderful writer, and he describes in
Time Machine.
No, that was H.G. Wells, but H.P. Lovecraft, he wrote the Cthulhu, the Dunwich Horror, and the books about Cthulhu.
That's right, the Cthulhu.
And
right.
he kind of walked out of his life and disappeared from his family and all that. But
where'd he go?
Well, they kind of went out for cigarettes and kind of never came back. But
no one ever found him again?
Well, no, I think they found him, but he had vanished for a while. H.P. Lovecraft, maybe look up grave or the demise. But he wrote about geometric shapes. He wrote about interdimensional geometric shapes and getting to a space where you saw the universe in terms of geometry and diamond shaped things and multi patterns and colors. And
do you know the artist Alex Gray? Do you know who
I
he
don't.
is? Alex Gray is a beautiful artist. I mean, amazing guy. And he, all of his stuff is tryptamine based artwork. Pull up some Alex Gray stuff so you can see it. It literally, when you see it, you go, "Oh, that I recognize that. I recognize the."
How long was your voyage?
All of them are about 15 minutes to 20 minutes long, depending upon. This is all Alex Gray stuff.
Oh, beautiful! Look at that.
Pull up the one with that one down on the very bottom in the middle.
There's
the
a couple
red
of skulls.
one. Yeah, look at that. That's very similar to what it feels like when you do dimethyltryptamine. And Alex has had.
Wow! I mean,
uncountable
just if
number
I dropped a little purple barrel right now and just looked at that, I'd have a nice afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice.
Well, a lot of the most profound psychedelic experiences are the compounds. They mimic normal human neurochemistry. Dimethyltryptamine is it's a natural occurring compound in the human brain. It's produced by your liver, your lungs, and there's a lot of evidence, at least in mammals, it's produced by your pineal gland, which is literally your third eye.
That's right. I did DMT way back. I think I was in high school or something.
Whoa.
Something. And I think I was at a motorcycle ice race or something while doing it. So that was
a motorcycle ice race and DMT.
Yeah.
You're living on the edge in high school, man. This goddamn Canadian.
Yeah, well, that's what the, motorcycle ice racing, you get a little small bike like a Jawa CZ and you put the metal rims with the studs and then you race around the ice. I never did it, but I saw it and I think that's why I went to it. My friend said, "Hey, take one of these. We'll have a better time." So I didn't see any beings, but the race was fun.
Take one how? Orally? How did you take it?
He said it was a pill. It was a cap.
Oh, that doesn't work.
No, you have to inject it?
No, well, no, you need to freebase it. See,
smoke
DMT
it.
is...
Oh, right.
Your body
Well, he
produces.
said it was a cap. He gave it to me in like the size of a horse cap.
Right.
Maybe it was horse trank, and I never know.
You're-
He said it was DMT.
It's not. Well, if it was, it doesn't work because your body produces monoamine oxidase, and the only way that DMT works orally is if you take an MAO inhibitor. This is what ayahuasca is.
I didn't have that with it.
Yeah, see, ayahuasca is what the indigenous people of the Amazon have figured out is how to take DMT with harmine
From the plants.
Right, and harmine is a naturally occurring MAO inhibitor. So that's how you could take it orally. It's also why the experience is not as intense, but it's longer.
Yeah.
And many people find it more spiritual because you can relax. You
Jimmy's
can fall
done it.
into the experience.
Yeah, Jimmy's
better.
done the ayahuasca.
Yeah, but it's not in a capsule form. He dosed you up with something else. I don't know
Well,
what
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I guess that was something. Yeah, who knows back
who
then?
knows? Could have
Yeah.
been psilocybin. Well, psilocybin converts in the body to something very similar to DMT. The DMT is the chemical compound is dimethyltryptamine, but something happens in the body's production of DMT or the body's breaking down of DMT where it produces something called 4-phoroloxy-NM dimethyltryptamine. This is out of psilocybin. So maybe he gave you psilocybin pills,
Yeah,
which is
could
real
be.
common. That's real
Yeah,
common.
could be. But
I've
usually,
gotten
if I
some
were
of
to take psilocybin, I'd just eat the mushroom.
Yes. A lot of people take them in capsule form,
Yeah.
though, so they can get exact dosages.
I remember sprinkling it on my cereal once. And,
What?
Yeah, and then going to deliver the mail.
Yeah, my friend
know.
took them in peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He just
I
put
ate
mushrooms
a
inside the
bowl of
sandwiches.
psilocybin, and then I went and picked up my mail truck, and
Whoa.
yeah, I was a Royal Mail courier.
Oh,
That was an
Jesus.
interesting morning.
Did you get everybody's mail to the
Oh
right
yeah,
place?
fast.